Hello. So since Mark is not here today, we invited Resi, that's my mom, and Mark's mother-in-law to bake a traditional Carinthian Reindling for Easter, which is a cake. And we prepared already all the ingredients.
Hi guys!
So for the dough, you're gonna need obviously some flour. We use universal flour. Then you're gonna need some fresh yeast, a little bit of salt, egg and an egg yolk, some vanilla sugar or vanilla extract. We have also some lemon zest, some sugar and some milk that we warmed with butter. And for the filling, we're gonna have raisins, cinnamon, sugar and butter. Okay guys, so we start with the fresh yeast, which you're just gonna crumb into the bowl. Next is the sugar, which is 50 grams. And then you're gonna sift the flour into the bowl. Then a little bit of salt. That's probably a little bit more than a teaspoon. And now it's important that the salt does not touch the fresh yeast, because that will destroy it. So you just put it over after the flour is on top. Okay, so here we have some milk and butter. So the butter is melted and the milk is just warm, like body temperature warm. So it's 36 degrees. Then you're gonna add 1 egg and also 1 egg yolk to this mixture. So, egg yolk in. Just mix it. Okay, so next we're gonna add the lemon zest. And also some of the vanilla extract. If you don't use extract, you can use vanilla sugar. Okay, and then we're gonna mix it again. And now with a wooden spoon, you're gonna mix it in with the flour. So the wet mixture with the dry mixture. Once it's combined like that, you can use a stand mixer or a hand mixer to finish the dough. So once the dough starts to come off the sides of the bowl and kind of like it's by itself, we're nearly ready to let it rise. Okay, to let your dough rise, you're gonna cover it with a towel or with a cling film or something to close it. And then you're gonna let it rise for half an hour to an hour, depends how warm the place is, so it should double in size. We're gonna do it probably either in the sun or under the bed sheet, or also the possibility is to just do it in the oven.
Okay, normally what we call a Reindling is traditionally made in a kind of pot, yeah? So it's not this high, but maybe like this. And that's where you can put also the dough for the Reindling in, okay? But the second possibility is something like this. Yeah, it's a kind of cake form. But it's also possible to do it in here. Yeah. And what we use and what is mostly used nowadays is this kind of, we call it Kugelhupf form. And this is what we will use today. Yes, normally it will be enough to put some butter like this into this form, but if you like it more sweety or a little bit like sticky outside, then you can also use some sugar. You put some sugar in and then you just turn it around, and then it will get very nicely sugared. How to do it in the middle, that's a little bit a challenge, but we will manage it like this. So I think this should be enough. So if there's a little bit sugar left, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, now the dough is ready, and we will put it on here and make it flat. So we do it like this. You can also do it first with hands, but then I just stand up and use this one. It should be normally like a square. If you do it like this, at the end it should be a square, more or less. So the dough, you can see, is great. It's not sticky and you really can move it quite well. That doesn't matter if it's inside. So now first we put some butter on like this. We leave a little bit of butter to put it then at the end on the cake. Then we have some sugar. It's more a lot of sugar, but it has to be like this. Then we can also use the cinnamon. So best you start with butter and sugar, and then it depends how you like it, but there should be a lot of cinnamon in. You will wonder how much cinnamon. So, and the raisins, which have been washed 3 times with hot water. So,
Smells good.
and now we will just roll it up like this. The dough is really great. It could be also quite sticky. It's not always the same. People say it depends to the weather, or it depends in which kind of mood you are. So, but this one is quite great. So, here we are. Now, there is one left. We will put it in here with this side up. So here we go. Now we will leave it again for like 15 minutes in a warm place. Cover it again, and then before we put it in the oven, we will do the rest of the butter on the top. Okay? Okay, now you can see the Reindling is rised up, so he will maybe get a little bit more higher, and that's important because the yeast gets more force and power, and so it can really become a nice cake. So now we put some butter on it on the top, because there's also butter in the form, so we put also some butter on the top. Okay, So now it's ready to go into the oven with like 180 centigrades. There it will stay like for 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes. It depends a little bit. If you see that it's rised up and it's get really brown on the top, you will smell it, then it's ready. Okay. After 45 minutes in the oven, our Reindling is ready to get turned around. So you can do it like this, which is a little bit more easy. So now hopefully it will not stuck. Yeah, here we are. So you can see it's a little bit like sugar on it, and it smells great. It smells like cinnamon and raisins and butter, and it smells like Easter time.